Hey, we're back. Really quick before we jump into this next interview with a hacker, I'm going to do the BSD Bandit OSINT book giveaway. It's been a few weeks. I know you guys have been waiting for it, so here it is. I'm going to click. This is the link. Click start, pick the winner. Hopefully you hashtagged OSINT or BSD Bandit. All right, and the first winner, the winner is D1GBR. So I'm going to go ahead and reach out to you, get your information so I can send you this book. All right, appreciate you guys. And congratulations, D1GBR. And now to the interview. Third installment of Interview with a Hacker. I have Cassie Cage.
That's me.
She drove down from New Jersey for B-Sides. And while she was out here, I figured I'd give her, a ring, see if she would come out. And she said yes. So I have you here. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
First things first, what is your hacker tag and where did it come from? What's the origin story behind it?
So my name is Cassie, and obviously I don't want to disclose my full name. So Cassie Cage is from Mortal Kombat.
Right.
She kicks ass. So I feel like I can relate to that in terms of being in the information security industry, not so much martial arts, but
Right.
that's where my hacker name came from. And then my Twitter name is just Loquacious Loca backwards. Just wanted to clarify that. A lot of people are like, what is that? What is your handle? I can't even pronounce this. I'm like, it's literally just like Loquacious Loca backwards. So
I was going to be one of my questions and I would have butchered that just trying to even pronounce it, but thank you for that. So what's your current Infosec cyber specialty? What are you working on?
So I currently work for a bank and I work as a risk advisor. So I work under the Chief Information Security Officer and the Information Security Manager, and we do the due diligence. We do the risk assessments and the threat risk assessments for our third-party vendors or any projects or new processes, technologies that we're going to put into place. We want to make sure that all the stakeholders, including employees who are our customers in information security, we want to make sure that we're protecting the data and protecting the bank.
Is it RMF or is it another framework?
So we use COBIT. We have to adhere to different standards. It's very heavily regulated in New York. We have the New York Department of Financial Standards.
Right.
We have PCI DSS, and then the bank has their own standards that our vendors are all required to adhere to.
Right. Do you have any highlights of your career that you'd like to share? Something that will inspire people to get started or maybe give them hope?
I come from a background of dropping out of high school. I had a child at a very young age, so if I can do it, you can do it. I had to work 2 full-time jobs. I went to school full-time, and it took me a while, but I just finished my master's degree in March. So,
nice. Congratulations.
I would say that just stay true to yourself. Everybody learns at a different pace. Network with people. There's so many supportive people in the information security community, so don't hesitate to ask. So that's really important.
Do you have any regrets of your InfoSec career? Maybe a wrong job you took or something you did you felt like you could change?
I don't feel like I have regrets in terms of what I've accomplished or where I've worked. I definitely would want to say that there are going to be organizations where you might not feel heard or you might not feel appreciated, and that's hard. I've been in a situation where I did my due diligence. I did months of evaluating vendors. They weren't compliant to the industry standard, and eventually I gave them the project plan. I told them they should implement these controls, and they refused.
Now, did they refuse for cost, or did they refuse for, why? Was
cost?
There
I'm probably going to say it's cost. The CFO is very stingy, and his point of view is basically, well, we've never been pwned, so why do we have to worry about this? And I'm like, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
So I find in the government sector, I can't speak too much on the private sector, but on the government side, cost is involved also. But then if there's a control not implemented or they're just not doing it, there's no consequence. They won't shut the system down. They won't cut them off. It's just nothing's going to happen. So I don't know if that's the same.
I came from healthcare, so this is my first career in the financial industry. So I came from healthcare, and unless you're getting audited or you have a breach, there really are no consequences until it comes to the point where you're going to court and they're looking through your controls and they're saying, did you practice due care in terms of if any other, it's the prudent man rule, so if any other prudent man were in your situation, they would have done X, Y, and Z, and if they
Then there's
see
liability,
that,
right?
yeah, if
Well, you
they
weren't
see that
doing
you
this, yeah.
didn't, then you're going to be liable, and you're going to be faced with like
Right.
probably millions of dollars in fines. Information security is a cost center, but in reality, it's not, you know, if we are going to get, you know, pwned, it's when.
So what certs do you have? Are you currently working on achieving any more certs or?
Yeah, so I just passed the CISSP.
Congrats, okay.
Thank you.
Nice,
I'm
nice.
going to work on the CISM next, so that's Certified Information Security Manager.
Right.
So my boss recommended that I get that because I'm working in risk management. So I have my Security Plus and my SSCP as well. I'd say Security Plus is probably the best for somebody that's trying to break into the industry.
Right. I took it in '08, and I think it was version 1,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a breeze. But if you take it now, it's like they say it's a mini CISSP, so it's definitely more difficult.
I took it in 2017.
Okay.
There were, I don't know if when you took it that they had like the interactive questions. You had to.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I had.
It might have just been 80 multiple choice, and it was like real simple. So.
Yeah, so now they have like questions. They'll say, you know, configure the firewall. So if you want to have like port 443 open, and you know, what traffic would you have go through here if you have like these two you know, subnets talking to each other, or if you don't want these two subnets talking to each other, how would you segment your networks, things like that. So you should be able to apply the theoretical knowledge that you're learning in the book and do it hands-on.
What is GateBreachers, and what is the ultimate goal for that?
So GateBreachers is a nonprofit that I co-founded, and our goal is to place underrepresented genders into cybersecurity. So we have women, non-binary people, transgender, people that I feel, you know, are trying to break that barrier, the gatekeeping. So that's kind of the play on GateBreachers. We do resume reviews, interview preparation, we do career guidance, mentorship, and I really want to build a network with other organizations like Women in Security and Privacy or Women's Cyber Jitsu, so that we can leverage our network and work together to help women, because that's really important. I feel like a lot of different organizations might focus on one thing or another. We have to fill that gap so that we're helping people break into the industry and then helping them retain jobs and knowledge as well, because a lot of people come out of school and they don't necessarily have the technical knowledge or the hands-on practice. So I think that's important to help people develop a kind of a game plan in terms of their career and really understanding what they want to do and helping them achieve that.
Do you have any success stories for GateBreachers at the moment?
We are still working with women on helping them review their resume, make the changes, and then some women have to go back and actually like make a home lab and get the experience. So that's one of the things we want to focus on to kind of measure our effectiveness going forward in like the next 5 years, just kind of measure how long it takes for somebody to go through the process and successfully land a job. And then ultimately, the goal is I hope to help at least 1,000 women get jobs.
That's nice, yeah.
And at least
any way we can help, let me know. We can share videos. We can send, you know, hopefully this will reach out and reach people and they can hit you up.
Yeah.
And I like to play on gatekeepers, because we all know there's a lot of gatekeepers out there.
Yes.
Mostly men that for whatever reason they feel they have the power, and a lot of them do, and they abuse that power, and that's wrong, and I don't think they should be doing that. So I love the work you're doing. Keep it up, please. Any way I can help, let me know.
I definitely will. To touch upon what you were speaking about with men and taking advantage of women, that's one of the reasons that I started GateBreachers, because I personally had to deal with a situation with somebody that was just, you know, taking advantage of the trust that I had placed in him to help me advance my career. He offered to mentor me, and, you know, he was just, you know, red flags everywhere, just making really inappropriate comments. And I don't want anybody to have to deal with that predatory behavior. You know, like, we're here to learn, we're here to do what we love. I've had women reach out to me and tell me that they've actually been discouraged from being in information security because, you know, they've been harassed, and you know, that breaks my heart, because, you know, this is something that a lot of people have passion for. It's good money. You can take care of yourself and your family, and for somebody to push you to the point where you don't even want to be involved anymore, it's, you know, that's very unfortunate. So I want to help, as many people avoid that situation as possible.
Do you find, and this is probably a silly question, do you find a lot of pushback on just the concept of gate breachers? Like, do guys tweet you or text you or say, hey, you're drawing attention to something that's not real? And
Yeah, I mean, I've had people accuse me of pushing women to do something they don't want to do, and I'm like, no.
Well, say they're not interested, so why are you?
Yeah, they're like, women aren't in this field for a reason. They want to be in human resources, and I'm just like, that is the farthest thing from the truth I have ever heard, and it's just complete, nonsense. For lack of better words. So yeah, I definitely had people question like my integrity, and they're like, you're just doing this for like clout, and I'm like, no, I don't care about that, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a priority in my life. Right. So I've had some pushback, but at the end of the day, like,
I hope you have more support. You get more support, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay. For the majority of the time, I get a lot of support from anybody that I'm pitching it to, sponsors, or just trying to make people aware. I think the majority of people think it's good. But of course there's people that, they just feel either intimidated or I don't know, they just don't.
Sometimes the negative voices are just louder for some reason. One person can say something or make a comment, and that gets a lot of attention. Negativity breeds attention. So this is the nature of the beast, but I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. So what advice would you have for any people inspiring to get into cybersecurity? Any word of advice, any books out there that you...
Oh boy. Really depending on the niche, what you're trying to get into, I'd say that you need to have a passion for learning. You definitely have to be curious. It's kind of like a childlike curiosity. You always want to learn more. You want to learn how things work. You want to learn how to break them, how to circumvent controls, right. How to defend your network. So if you're going to be on the blue team, I definitely recommend offensive security. If you're going to work on like the red team, you want to do penetration testing, play with Kali Linux. If you want to do web app hacking, there's the Handbook out there. There's, I think, 1 or 2 editions of that. So it really depends on what you want to do. Incident response, forensics. There's so many different avenues that you can take in this field, and they're all equally as interesting. I would love to learn how to penetration test. Obviously not my thing. I'm on the blue team. So, I would just say that you're gonna have to overcome barriers, and you're going to fail, and that's okay, and that's how you learn.
Where can people find you? Social media, links, websites for yourself and GateBreachers?
GateBreachers is just gatebreachers.org. I'm on Twitter, Loquacious Loca backwards, so I'm not going to spell that out right now, but you'll see me on Twitter. I don't have a website up yet for myself or anything. I don't really have too much of a portfolio because of NDAs. Can't really put that out there. But yeah, I'm on the Twitters, I'm on LinkedIn. I don't really use Instagram. I'm sneakerhead, so I just primarily use it to get into sneaker raffles. You'll just see sneakers on my Instagram. But yeah, I'm everywhere.
Every now and then I give away books. So is there a cybersecurity book, IT book that you really like that has helped you in your career? And we can announce it, and then I'll give it away on the next video.
Yeah, I think offensive security was really good for me. That was by, oh my goodness, it's escaping my mind right now who the authors were.
Is it called Offensive
Amanda
Security?
Berlin, I think, was one of the authors, and it's not a very long book, but it touches on the basics of how to secure your network and how to apply security policies and have an effective security program. So I would recommend that, and yeah.
Cool. So that'll be the next book in the giveaway. So you should, if you want to enter that drawing, just go ahead and hashtag Offensive Security, Cassie Cage, and you'll be entered for that. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully this is painless.
Great. Yeah, this is great.
I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.